What's up, team? Joel coming at you. Amazing Friday Night Lights, guys. You killed it. Out of control. This is probably the best cycle 2 we've had in maybe, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years. I mean, I'm talking like nuclear Armageddon, like awesome. So congratulations, we're on a tear. Guys, I just want to talk to you a little bit about blooming where you're planted. Matter of fact, I'll show you where I'm planted right now. I'm in Hawaii here with Tom Wagner. It's about 8 in the morning. Just got done at the gym here. Sorry, somebody's calling me. I lost my live there for a second. So, hey, there's Sharita. Dr. Mays is in the house. What's up, Dr. Mays? Give her a thumbs up there. Okay, cool. So, guys, show you where we're at here. We're in Honolulu, Hawaii, at the Waikiki Beach area. There's the mountains up there, beautiful mountains. I'm kind of on the back side of the hotel. They gave me the cheap room. Tom Wagner, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, has the ocean view. So beautiful. It's today's King Kamehameha Day here in Honolulu and all that stuff. So it's a big day. We got a big training here in a little bit. I'm just going to drop a quick message before I hit the showers and get cleaned up and all that kind of stuff. But guys, let me talk to you about, taking accountability in your business. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while because your success is not up to anyone but you and me, right? My success, yours. It's like contingent upon nothing except for you, right? And I'm just going to tell you a story about my experience over 24 years and kind of where I've been, and I've been in some crazy spots, and looking back on it, I probably should have quit. And at one point I actually did quit, but it wasn't anybody's fault but my own. I'll tell you about that. So I'm 20 years old, and I'm actually a pretty good salesman at a furniture store in Michigan. I'm one of the top salesmen at this place called Art Van Furniture. 20-year-old kid, paying my way through school. I'd done Amway for a couple of years, so I learned a lot of personal development kind of stuff. Read all the Think and Grow Rich and How to Win Friends and Influence People and The Greatest Salesman in the World and all this self-help guru. I knew everything and was making nothing, right? Like I knew all this stuff. So long story short, I got a sales job because commissions are better than wages, right? So I wanted to go make some commissions, and I was working part-time at this furniture store, and I was making money. I mean, I'd come in on the weekends and make $500, or like my buddies weren't even making $200 and $300 a week, working 20, 30 hours. Minimum wage back then was probably like $5 or $4 or whatever it was. So just nothing. So I'd go in there on a Saturday and Sunday and at this furniture store and make gangster money, right? So I was a really good salesman, part-time, making a couple, $2-3 grand a month, but I needed it because I was paying my way through college. So I was broke, and a guy that I worked with who was probably the worst salesman, with all due respect at the place, an older guy in his mid to late 60s, named Ron Henneke, God rest his soul. He came to me one day and invited me to lunch at a Subway restaurant, and hey, let's go eat, dude, whatever. He's a nice old guy. I thought we'd kick it and have some lunch, and it was just a nice invitation. So I went to lunch with this guy, and at lunch he starts, feeling me up, and I knew it because I was feeling people up for the network marketing thing. I knew all the lines, all the garbage, BS stuff that people teach you, the elevator pitches, right? So we go to lunch, and hey, what's the most money you ever heard of somebody making in a month? And I'm like, guy's feeling me up for Amway, and I said, man, Ron, I've already done that. That's a bunch of nothing. And it was not for Amway. I didn't even know there was other network marketing companies at that time. There wasn't internet. There wasn't any of that stuff. And so I got pitched Excel long distance, right? And I was excited because he had something that I had never seen ever from a network marketing person, and at least in Amway, was a check. He had gotten a check for $400 from that thing. And it was from enrolling 4 people. So in that business, you enrolled people, and they got a certain amount of long-distance customers back when there was long distance, and you got a $100 check, right? So he'd done that, and I said, what'd you have to do to get that? He said, I got these 4 people, and they did this. And I'm thinking, like, man, I'm going to do this, man. Like, I've signed up people and made nothing, right? Like, nothing. So I can sign up some people here. They get some customers. I'm going to do this deal, right? So I enrolled, right? And I started to do it, and I sucked at it big time for the first 6 months because I'd already scared the life out of everybody I knew about the Amway thing. So I had zero credibility because I'd literally destroyed all my contacts with my previous MLM failures. So if you've sucked before, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, sucking big time, right? So long story short, I proceed to suck, and I go to trainings, and I go because I knew that stuff was important because that's all I did in Amway was go to hip hip hooray stuff and make no money. So I thought, well, I'll go to hip hip hooray stuff here, maybe I can make my money back, right? So I proceeded to sign up maybe 3 people. I think it was about 3 people in my first 6 months. had made a grand total of a few $100, but I finally went to a training in Chicago, and the guy brought me there in his car and paid for my room. Like, I was broke. I was like broke, right? Like, all my money was going to tuition and rent at that time, and gas money, right? Like, I had no extra money, none. So he facilitated and blazed a trail for me to be able to go participate in something. I heard one thing at that training, came home within 2 months. I was making $7,000 a month, and it went straight north. And of course, I made my first million in that company, $1 million over 10 years. I had some years where I made 60 grand, 80 grand, 115 grand, 220 grand, 180 grand. So it's about 100 grand a year over 10 years. Which, if there's a 20-year-old puke, that's pretty good cheese, right? Spent every penny of it. Was living like a ghetto rich, Cadillac in my mama's driveway kind of thing, right? Like broke guy. So had cool cars and a nice condo, but zero money. I was an idiot, right? So anyway, that company went out of business, and I found another company called Fortune. And the point is, in that company, I was the strongest person on my team. The guy above me, I was his meal ticket, man. He was making all his money off of me. Straight business. He had nobody else but me. The guy above him, the guy above him, the guy above him, every one of them, all the way up to the guy that didn't need the money, which was Mr. Paul Orbison, God rest his soul, who I never really knew, but he knew who I was because I was like the youngest superstar in the company back in those days. I was like a Landon Weaver or something, young, rock star kind of whatever, At least everybody else thought I was a rock star, so whatever. But I was young. That was my claim to fame. How's this young guy doing it? 20 years old. I was 20 years old when I was 30 years old, because it was such a crazy story. But anyway, I was the meal ticket, right? So I never really looked at it like, oh, my upline doesn't help me, or if I was on so-and-so's team, or if Anns and Butts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, woe is me, whatever. I just worked, and I didn't listen to nothing them guys were saying with all due respect. I looked at people around the company, cousins that weren't even in the same lineage that were doing well, and I communed with the people that were doing well. I remember there's some really great people. They're not in Zija. They're still friends of mine. We talk on Facebook from time to time. When I'm in town, I'll give them a call, that type of thing. But Vince and Russ Widger, young guys out of Detroit, they live in Florida now, good friends of mine. They were killing it, and they were making $20,000 and $30,000 a month and $40,000 a month. And a partner, the guy that they were friends with, Jack Grossman, they weren't in my upline. We were cousins in the deal, but man, I got with those guys because they were killing it. And I tried to Bob DeCant and Joanne McMahon back in those days were not on my team. But they were killing it, and I talked to them all the time because Bob was an encouragement, and when I was sucking, which was most of the time, Bob was killing it and not sucking most of the time. So I talked to Bob. I wanted to, misery loves company, right? So what I learned to do is if you call people that are having average results, with all due respect, this might be a tough pill to swallow for some of y'all, but don't call them. You can call them and talk about how's your mom, how's your dog, but man, you ain't talking nothing about no Zija because you ain't trying to hear some average message, right? If somebody's making big moves, that's who you want to be talking to, guys, and you want to glean from their expertise and knowledge, and it might be no one in your upline. Chances are it'll probably be no one in your upline always, right? You and I need to be us. We need to be free to be me. And I don't need my upline's got some system. My upline's got some OB guru training. My upline walks on water. Man, your upline's a freaking man or woman that puts their pants on every day just like you do. They've just got if they're having success, more of a burning desire, more of a passion, better work ethic, better people skills, better business acumen, better whatever. And you and I need to learn to get better, right? That's what you and I need to do. We need to take responsibility for our business, for our lives, and learn to get better. The buck stops with us, me and you, right? Period. Now, so I sucked at that deal, but figured out how to not suck, right? And did okay. And then joined the next company, and that's really where I had my big success in the industry, right, over the next 9+ years. But, tell you about my upline. Sucked, right? Here's another suck story, right? So that company, Excel, goes down, and there was a guy that wasn't sucking, right? And his name was Paulie. I'm not going to use his last name, but he was a big deal. He was making 30, 40, 50, maybe 60,000 a month in that deal, and he was a successful guy, and I enjoyed him. He was on another team, but I had done some city swaps with him and got him to come to Detroit for me and do some stuff, and he's just a good old boy. I really, I still do like him. He's a good guy. I think he made some poor decisions, but that's my opinion, and I think I'm right on that. But anyway, so long story short, he joins. right? And he gets his underwear in a knot about something stupid, kind of like an ego thing, with all due respect. And he, you know, I was on his team in his little mold, you know, his little, you know, like minion or whatever whatever was going on there, right? His little disciple or whatever. And he decides to quit and join another company and try to take all my people with him, right? Tries to screw me and tattoo me, right? And I was like, First of all, no one went with him because they weren't following him; they were following me, and I needed to know that. That was probably the one lesson out of it. Is, you know, I had a relationship with my people, and he didn't. Those were my folks, my friends, you know, Bob and Joanne, all these people, right? So, look, Dr. Jerry Brown, good people, right? So, long story short, you know, and no one between me and the company was worth a, as Paul would say, a nickel, right? So I needed to step up and go do this thing and not be in somebody else's mold and whatever. And what I've learned is, you know, I love my people. What's the name of your team, Joel? My team doesn't have a name. You know why? Because I want my team to be their own team. I want my leaders to be their own leaders. I don't want anybody to be following Joel. I want them to be marching to the beat of their own drum. Joel Schmoll. I'm here to help. I'm here to be a cheerleader to my people. I'm not here to do it for my people. I'm not your boss. I'm not your mama, right? I'm your business partner. I'm your equal in this thing. And we'll go to the top together. You know, you draw into me, I'll draw into you, man. We're going to do this thing together, right? Like, that's what we do here. I don't have a team. I've got partners, right, that are in solidarity with me, in covenant, locking arms, and going somewhere. And guys, I'm telling you, those are tough things. Oh, my upline quit, my upline whatever, my upline doesn't train me enough, my upline doesn't call me enough, my upline doesn't love me enough, man, forget your upline. I'm telling you, forget me, right? I can't do it for you. You have to do it for you. Let me tell you another thing. The company can't do it for you. Guys, the last two companies, I mean, Fortune was a great company. It really was. Excel, rocket ship growth, right, went from 0 to $1 billion faster than any other company in those days ever. 30 million to $1 billion in 24 months. I mean, that was a rocket ship, right? I got kind of caught the tail end of that and made a little bit of cheese, and really made a lot of cheese when there was no cheese to be made as far as a wave was going. But man, they had more problems than a math book. All I did all day long was solve billing issues and customer service issues and double bill issues, and you cut my phone service off issues, and you shut down my business phone service for a day, and I'm losing bazillions of dollars. I shut down a whole factory one time. They're long distance. They couldn't make calls and get orders, and they're 800. I mean, it was like major problems, right? So like problems. We ain't got no problems here. I eat problems for breakfast, man. If you're going to be successful, you need to be eating problems for breakfast, right? We don't have problems, guys. Bob Duquesne always says winners have solutions, not problems. Think about that, guys. Are you and I solution-oriented? Are we taking responsibility? Does the buck stop with us in our business today? Or are we whining and complaining and sucking our thumb and it's somebody else's fault and playing the blame game? I mean, are we doing that? Guys, if we're doing that, that is literally stinking thinking. That's loser think, right? And we all do it. I catch myself being negative from time to time. Now I need to take out a sachet of plant protein, smack myself upside the head. Hey, you idiot, right? And you don't need to be thinking like that, right? And start thinking positive. That's what's up. All right, so I'm telling you guys, your success, my success is not contingent or predicated on anyone, any company, any upline. Guys, march to the beat of your own drum. Be your own boss. Be your own leader, man. Right? Go out and do the deal, man. Do the deal. When's the last time you personally enrolled somebody? Right? When's the last time you personally enrolled somebody? If you haven't enrolled somebody in the last period, in the last 4 weeks, you ain't doing the deal. I mean, seriously, you ain't doing the deal, guys. When do you stop enrolling? You never stop enrolling until you don't need to enroll anymore. Guys, if you're making tens of thousands a week and if you enrolled somebody, you'd be doing them a disservice at that point because you couldn't pay any attention to them. You'd be so busy. Then don't enroll. But guys, if your phone ain't ringing off the hook and you're not where you want to be, you need to be enrolling on the bottom left or bottom right of your business and fortifying your business. Last point. Guys, when's the last time that you broke a bronze? A personal bronze with no bronzes between you. Not somebody else's team that you're babysitting, right? You're babysitting and duct taping and buying Builder 500s and playing freaking games. That's games. That's not a business. When's the last time you put somebody on your bottom left or bottom right and help that guy or gal rank advance? Help them become a Builder 500. Poured into them, loved on them, help them become a Builder 1000. Poured into them, believed in them, helped them win the Bronze Success Trip, guys, in August. Help them win the Bronze Success Trip back in February, the most recent one, right? When's the last time you done that? Guys, in our last business, and really there's kind of a metric or a key indicator of who's got a real business and who's, asleep at the wheel. In our last business, it was called a doubling regional, right? When's the last time, like I would argue that here in my last business you had to get 12 people to become a regional. That would be kind of in the equivalent in my mind here of becoming a Builder 500, right? If I just broke a Builder 500, I basically just broke a regional. That's a pretty good stepping stone where somebody can turn this thing into some money, right? At Builder 500. I mean, it is. When's the last time you put somebody on that bottom left or right, helped them work a list, helped them get some enrollments, maybe a couple personal systems on the left and a couple personal systems on the right, and went Builder 500 in a cycle? Win. There's a win. Take that guy or gal to dinner, celebrate, give them some loving, pour into them, game plan, get the list out, work with the 3 or 4 or 5 that we've enrolled, find out who wants to party next week and go Builder, help them go Builder 500, help those new 4, 5, 6 personals for your personal go Builder 500 on the left, on the right. Well, guess who's going Builder 1000 or bronze? Your friend. And you've got more people capital to work because you're helping your people work in depth. You're helping your people grab a hold of personal enrollments on their left and right. And man, I just literally just got a text from a prospect. I'm gonna sign this girl up, man. Yeah, this is crazy. Anyway, squirrel. But guys, when's the last time you did all that? All right, when's the last time you did all that? Okay, some of you won't like the answer. Now check this out. It is period 115, cycle 3. We just finished cycle 2. We blew it out of the water. Here's a challenge. Y'all want a challenge? Okay, let's help somebody today, this week, next week at the latest, go out and achieve bronze. Right? Go out and achieve that bronze. Because guys, when they do it in period 115, all they got to do, hear me now, is do it again next period, one cycle. So when we do it this, I'm telling you, we're 90% of the way there because you cannot fail in period 116. Help that guy or gal win that bronze success trip. Help that guy or gal win that bronze success trip. Your business will explode. That is a doubling regional. A doubling regional in our last business was a person that went regional, built a team of 12, and then basically essentially built a regional in their business, right? They had 12 plus come in their business. The real number was 16, and all their commissions doubled, and that was like the deal, right? Or as Bulewa in Africa would say, that's the deal, right? Means exclamation point. That's like, if somebody says, that means, yeah, man, that's what's up, right? Serious business, right? Exclamation point in South African, in Zulu, sorry. So, guys, that's a big deal, right? So if I help somebody go out and break bronze, I basically have a double and regional in my business. That's rock star status. That means I've got a business. Guys and gals, I was on the phone last night at midnight Mountain Standard Time till the buzzer, and I'm going to give a hats off. Mika Casey broke a bronze last night, a personal bronze. Her boy Grant, and I'm going to forget his last name here, Grant Doust, in Vancouver, British Columbia. And she did it. And guys, Grant's going to Orlando next week, and Grant's going to win this trip to, dude, that's like rock star stuff, man. If you're doing that on your bottom left or bottom right, you know what you're doing? You're cementing your business. You found an anchor on your binary left or binary right leg, and that gives you fortification and creates insulation between you and the top. Because now everybody between you and the top, that's, you know, not just sucking super mix, they're insulated. They've got a leg that's working, right? And those people need to fight on the other side. The one, you know, some will, some won't, so what, right? But the ones that are worth a nickel, as Paul would say, would fight on that other side and start building. They'd go out and be enrolling and look for their anchors on that bottom left or bottom right, respectively, right? So I'm just telling you guys, I mean, I hate to go into this stuff with you, and I mean, you need to hear it, right? Because I'm telling you, Joel McNinch, as I stand here today, I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I'm a screw up in progress, man. I'm just a dude that wanted to win and was sick and tired of being broke and come from a broke family and a bunch of factory working broke people in Battle Creek, Michigan, and wanted to change my life and found a vehicle to do it and absolutely poured every ounce of energy obsessively into that vehicle until it changed my life. I'm talking like Crazy Train, right? Everything I had, man. And I've been thrown and punched and kicked and screwed, literally, and lied to and stepped on and whatever. And you know what? I still succeeded. And guys, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying I've got my butt whooped, man. And guess what? If you want to win, you're going to get your butt whooped too. And people are going to mess you up. And you know what? It is what it is. I tell people life's tough, wear a helmet, man. Life is tough, wear a helmet. Guys, if you want to succeed, you got a mirror on the wall. Who's the cause of all my problems? You spot it, you got it, right? Mirror on the wall. Who's the reason for all my successes? Me. You, right? So let's go out there and do some stuff, guys. Let's take advantage of the opportunity that God has given us to breathe air on this earth today, to be a part of ZJ International in its infancy stages, to be a part of these products that are life-changing, and to have a message that we can take to people and help them change their lives, guys, both physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally. We're the whole enchilada. And I'm going to say this to you in closing, guys. If you're not in Orlando, I mean, if you want to do this deal, if you don't want to do this deal, don't listen to what I'm saying. But if you're not in Orlando or Vegas, you're screwing up. You're screwing up, guys. I'm telling you. Figure out a way to get there. I don't care if you got to catch a Greyhound, man. Do what you got to do. Winners find a way to win. The winners will be there. And the folks, and guys, there's a strategy behind this. This is what people don't understand. Well, I'll be at Summit. I can't be at regionals. I'll be at Summit. Some loser talk right there, guys. This is a platform to make your Summit experience more valuable, to make your Summit experience explosive, right? Guys, your goal, my job, is to promote like the Dickens in this thing. Peak, pass, plug, right? Promote. Peak, pass, plug, promote. Guys, if you're missing the promotional element, right, Kibi? Peak, pass, plug, promote. You're missing everything. You can peak, pass, plug all day long. You know what you'll be doing? Selling Zija. You'll be selling Zija 3 years from now when I'm not selling Zija. You know, when I'm chilling on a beach and speaking in stadiums or whatever, you know, whatever we're going to be doing. Chilling, right? I probably won't be doing that. I'm not lazy enough to do that, right? But I love it. Peak, pass, plug, promote. Guys, the promotion element is the biggest part of it. You know, I was sitting at dinner with Tom Wagner last night, Diamond Elite Tom Wagner. He has the #1 business within my business. #1. One of the top 5 businesses in the company, literally. And he said something last night, and this guy knows his stuff. Like, he knows his stuff. He said, guys, the #1 thing people screw up, and it's true, is involvement. They do not get their people involved and plugged into the current. They sign people up, sell, 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 and they never involve. Guys, when you involve, you have an opportunity to expose, right? People to a bigger picture and upgrade their thinking. They can go from sucking Supermix to like sharing Supermix, right? Like, oh, this is something, this is real. And there's people, wow, I like this. I feel this. I want to do this, right? Those mind shifts and those wins happen at events like the regional event. So guys, let's say I suck. And I suck, right? I've got 2 people on my team. 2 people. Man, I kidnap them people, throw them in my trunk, duct tape them, hog tie them, whatever, drive their butt to Florida in a rented car, drive their butt to Vegas in a rented van like Chris Moore taking a bunch of people up there concentration camp style, 18-hour drive one way in a freaking Enterprise rental van, you know, right? Why? Because Chris wants to win, and he's got 15 of his people up there, and they see this, and they catch fire, and they feel empowered, and they get around other people, and they gain that experience, guys. You cannot trump experience, guys. Experience is where people catch vision. You give people an experience, and they come home, and their belief level's through the roof. You know what you got now? You've got you and 15 people all bought in, and those 15 people are screaming, Summit, 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 Summit. July, August, September, for the next 90 days. Summit, 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 Summit. Now your little motley crew of 15 or whatever you brought to Vegas or Orlando grows to 50 at Summit because you stacked your deck and you promoted properly and you got your people involved. Guys, this is like, it's tantamount. It is the most important thing that you can do to grow your business. Man, I'm going off today for real, guys, because this stuff is importante. I mean, I was up till freaking 5 in the morning last night Eastern time. I'm in Hawaii, right, with the Hawaiians talking about this stuff, right? And it's kind of good, man. Like, I'm telling you what, I've been doing this stuff so long, sometimes you're so close to the fire, you can't even feel the heat. And I just listened last night. I'm a pretty good listener. I know I can run my mouth and whatever. But I listened to Tom. You know, I'm sitting there listening to Tom, and it's good. Because leaders, guys, leaders need reminders too. And I sat there and I thought, you know what? I'm getting fired up. Tom had me so fired up I wanted to jump through the window of the restaurant we were in. I'm not kidding you. Like, I literally jumped up out of my seat one point and almost ran through the window. And somebody cut him off because what he was saying was good. Like, I was getting fired up, man. I'm talking like fired up, you know? And I'm like, dang. So I got back to the room last night and I couldn't sleep. I was up till like 5, 6 in the morning Eastern time or something. Just slept for about 6 hours, got up, went to the gym, you know, feeling good. We got an event here in an hour, whatever. But the point is, we all need to be reminded. And I got fired up, man. So I was in the gym this morning thinking, I'm like, man, I'm going to do a Facebook Live and go crazy train on some people, man. Right? Because we need to be told. We need to be reminded, guys. And if you ain't been told, you done been told now. For real. Okay? Right? So hopefully you found this valuable, guys. I'm not big on me. I'm not big on me at all. I'm just a dude that wanted to win and work my butt off to do it and still continue to because I'm nowhere compared to where I want to be in this thing. I mean, seriously. Like, I feel like a loser in my own mind, and I do. And some of y'all would be like, man, I'd love to make $60,000, $70,000 a month. I'd love to. Guys, I've been making this kind of money forever, right? So for me, you know, it's a little frustrating, but you know what? I want you to make what you want. I want you to make 60 grand a month. I want Chris Moore. I want Tommy Chapa. I want Amica Vogler. I want Landon Weaver. I want, you know, Rich Miller. I want whoever to go from double diamond or triple diamond or whatever to black diamond. Guys, because when that PPP opens, here, most likely in October, I'm telling you, I believe with every bone in my body it's going to happen. The average diamond elite or black diamond won't be making no 7 grand a week or 8 grand a week or whatever it is now. Guys, they're going to be making like 50, 60 grand a month kind of money. And I'm telling you what, I want that for each and every one of you. I remember what it's like to start going up and getting to the 20 and 30,000 a month type of money. Guys, it's life changing. I'm telling you what, I made a living at $10,000 a month for 10 years in Excel, and it's a good living. Don't let me, I mean, like, it gives you some options and whatever. Guys, you get to 20 and 30 grand a month, in my opinion, my humble opinion, that's the bottom end of poverty, man. You can start getting rich right there. You can start bankrolling, you can start blessing, you can start changing some things if you're a good steward of your money. If you're not, you'll blow it all and be broke again, right? But guys, right there is where you can start doing some big stuff, and I want that for each and every one of you. But you got to want it, and you got to fight for rank right where you're at, guys. If you're not fighting for rank at where you're at, Builder 500 or whatever, if you never learn to fight for ranks at the bottom, you'll never grow to learn to fight for ranks at the top, guys. Your business will not happen. Will not happen. So are you fighting? Are you enrolling? Are you encouraging others to win that bronze success trip? What are you doing? What are you doing this week, guys? Let's do something, okay? God bless you guys. I love each and every one of you. I want this for each and every one of you. But remember, your upline means nothing. It's up to you and me. We got to go make it happen. So let's take ownership today, guys. I got somebody to call right now that she just texted me while I'm on here. Woo! God bless y'all.